that when somebody buys a McDonald's hamburger, that they come back next week and don't go to the McDonald's where?
Somewhere
In Houston,
else.
right across the street. People don't want to turn around traffic. I mean, they're right across the street from each other.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever seen a McDonald's, Cricket Store, Verizon Store, or Sears go out of business?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you know that the top Fortune 500 companies, since they started keeping track of that way back when, most of them aren't even around today?
Wow.
That's business.
Business.
You mentioned earlier in the game today, 70,000 companies have tried network marketing. Today there's 1,800 of them left. Most of them are product based. There's a couple that are service based. Most are product based, and the only thing that differentiates them is the compensation plan a little bit and the color of their packaging. Anybody heard of Isogenics? Come on, yeah. Isogenics, big company, right? They just let 120 people go up corporate. Their top producers are going where? To the place that delivers 100% of the body instead of 25%. Anybody heard of Advocare? They just shut down. They told their hundreds of thousands of distributors, I'm sorry, we're pulling the pin on it, we're done. Why? They can't compete. So of all those product-based companies out there, not one of them is wrapped in liposome technology. We have the worldwide patent on the liposome delivery of all the products that you saw up there getting into your bloodstream in 10 to 15 minutes. I never thought in a million years that I would hear young people say, I can't get by without my vitamins. I thought it was something for us crusty old people. My name is Drew Brooks. I come from Spokane, Washington. I'm about 92 years old. I feel like I'm 60. These products are amazing.
I will.
You didn't have to agree with me, right? Come on, man. Stand up.
Sir.
Something about you and I. We're always going to see eye to eye. Sit down. Here's the other thing I say. If you can't have fun doing it, then what? Don't do it. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of working for the man. Anybody else? Okay? So, when I came out of Gonzaga University, go Zags, if anybody's familiar with Gonzaga University, played for the national championship 2 years ago against the University of North Carolina basketball. Okay? Came out of there with 4 majors and 2 minors. Couldn't find a job. I was married and I had a son coming on the way. He's sitting right here today. He was born a month after I graduated from college. I had a lot of responsibilities. So I began in the life insurance business because nobody wanted to hire me. I couldn't figure it out. And the guy that I graduated, the classes that I graduated from, I said, why can't I get this job out here? They said, because you're overqualified. I said, I've never had a job before. They said, it's your degrees that they're nervous about. You're going to take their job from them one day. So I started financial services. And for 28 years, I had a financial advisory firm. And then something happened in 2008, the mortgage meltdown. Nobody wanted to buy any securities anymore because they couldn't. Nobody wanted to have their tax returns done by us anymore. They were using TurboTax. No more legal for the folks who wanted to have business planning done. It was divorces and bankruptcies. Nobody could refinance a house or buy a house because they changed all the rules. Nobody could raise money for Wall Street because Wall Street wasn't going public anymore. Unbelievable times, and then something happened. We lost it all. My family, we lost it all. My wife and I, 5 kids, we're all standing around looking at each other. The kids are saying, Pops, where's the school bus at? I said, I don't know. We used to take you to the school. I'm going to have to find out where that's at. Can anybody relate to somebody that lost it all because of nothing they did wrong? You don't deserve that. You could never lose this. What you're going to build, you can will it, sell it, you can transfer it, and you can gift it away.
Wow.
It's an asset based on income. The asset is us, the people. Setting up points of distribution all over the place in hopes that a product might run through it. Okay? So the asset is the points of distribution. The income is the people that have the product coming every month. Can I just tell you how it is right now?
Yep.
So you won't be surprised when it happens and comes your way. 1/3 of the people you enroll are going to quit. The people quit anything?
Yes.
Everything.
Parker, you told me today a statistic in the state of Washington, sir. What was it?
Staggering. Per capita was the divorce hub of the United States.
That's my town.
More divorces than anywhere else. And,
People will quit, right?
Get a load of this. 70% of the people in Spokane, Washington do not identify with a religion or believe that.
Never used to be that way. Washington State has turned completely out of their minds. That's why we're coming down here. You gotta win if we come down.
Less stage.
So anyways, you want to get on the side of residual income where you do something one time and what happens after that? Over and over and over. So here's corporate America. Here's your job at corporate America. Go to work, this is for a week at a time, go to work, get paid. Go to work, get paid. Go to work, get paid. You do that for 26 cycles and they give you a week off. And then that Sunday night comes before the day starts on Monday and you're already starting to have anxiety before you even wake up on Monday. Did you know what the number one day is for heart attacks? Mondays. How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
Go to work.
When's the best day to buy a car?
Huh?
When's the best day to buy a car?
Wednesday. That car's made on Wednesdays because everybody's sharp when they're making them. If you ever do buy a car, ask for a Wednesday car, by the way. They should tell you what days they're made on. People are sharp. You get a car made on Friday, it might not work as good. You want to get out of Dodge, right? So, residual income. Doing something once, getting paid over and over and over. John Paul Getty is the first recorded billionaire as saying, I'd rather have a 1% effort from 100 men and women than 100% effort from one person. Because in 1850, here's what happened. In 1850, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Here's 18, we're gonna do a circle here. 1850, everybody was an independent business owner. Butcher, baker, candlestick maker. I do horseshoes, you do oranges, let's do a swap. It was called the barter system. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay. Then something happened. 1900 came around and Henry Ford realized that he could build a car by having people just stand on an assembly line. I do the tires, you do the... You don't move. It's not one person building the whole car. And they realized at that time, ooh, there's money to be made off of people. We can leverage them. And that's when they kept the secret to themselves. 82% of the money in the world is controlled by 3% of the population. You have an opportunity to cross over. Nobody's going to say that you can't, but who?
You.
Yourself. We all have a twin within. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Well, I know. Well. Yes or no? We
Yes.
screw with ourselves more than anybody. We're our own worst toxic dream stealer. Rather than deciding, should I buy a Ferrari or not, I'm going to argue with myself, should it be black or red?
Yes.
It's just how we talk to ourselves, right, Mr. Polo? Okay, so let's dive into the compensation plan. Because if you don't understand the comp plan, you ain't going to build the business, right? Remember I told you a third of the people are going to quit because they quit everything? Here's what happens to the other third. They enroll in the business, they fall in love with the product, they go on the monthly auto ship LCP, loyalty customer program.
Sweet. Yep.
But the business isn't for them, but they stay on the product. The other third of the people, guess what they do? They decide to build the business, they're on the product, and of those, 10 to 15% of them hit the position that pays $100,000 a month or more.
Right.
So the formula for it, write it down. If you want to be that guy making 100 grand a month or more, the formula is enroll 20 people to the left, 20 people to the right a year for 5 years. If you want to go quicker, go quicker. Some people enroll 100 a month on each, so you do whatever you want. But after building two of these to $1 billion each, the numbers say 20 to the left, 20 to the right. Somebody enrolls a minimum of 240 CV, 240 points in the beginning, which is about $300. You get 240 points for that. And you go on your LCP each month for 80 LCP. If you build an army of people that have points of distribution set up, Maddie, who run 80 CV through there a month, and you do that for 5 years, men, 20 to the left, 20 to the right. Don't worry about the haters, don't worry about the quitters, don't worry about the ones that started and quit and are on LCP. It's called the law of averages.
Yep.
You might not find your leaders until year 3. Doesn't matter as long as you find them.
Right.
Yes.
I'd rather work at getting rich slow than at my life-sucking job and never get rich.
Right.
By the way, what does job stand for?
Just over broke.
Just over broke. 97% of the people in this country make less than 60 grand a year. Can you really raise a family on 60,000 a year, Miss Jackie? Not even close. Now, Miss Jackie, you have to leave in about 7 minutes. So I'm going to leapfrog this. She's going to have a testimonial on the product side because they have to run it. And no more death and destruction, right? I mean, I've known you guys for a couple of years. I think about 10 of your best friends have passed away in the last 6 months. It's crazy. So right fresh back from a funeral for 2 of your other buddies. Enough is enough, okay? We need to deliver the goodness to these people so they can stick around longer. Come on up, sister. Come on.
Come on, encourage
Boss lady!
Listen, let me tell you something. Every single one of you, you're in the right place at the right time.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything happens for a reason. And your success story begins right here. My husband and I are both from corporate America. I am still in corporate America. My husband is early retired after 35 years with Schlumberger. And for those of you who don't know what Schlumberger is the largest oil field servicing company in the world. He was a global IT manager. Let's say together, he knows about making money.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay? I work for a natural gas company. I run the drug and alcohol program. I've been doing it for the past 20 years. And I am on fire with Vaseo. And I'm going to tell you why. But before then, I've been doing this for 20 years and investing in real estate. Number two, let's say it together, we know about making money. But with all of that and what we do, Vaseo can take and blow that out of the water. This is our vehicle that we've been waiting for. Some of you have been praying for, I need something, God, just show me something. You're here for a reason.
That's right.
That's why you're here. So let's not ignore fate. I run the drug and alcohol program for Gulf South or Boardwalk Pipelines. We have over 1,300 employees across the United States. I just got back from Philadelphia last week. I leave for Greece tomorrow, but I wanted to come here and see you guys today. One of the main things that we were talking about in Philadelphia last week was CBD. CBD oils, the CBD products. I know every single state almost that has legalized marijuana, legalized CBD oil, legalized recreational, marijuana, legalized medical. Marijuana, I can tell you that stuff almost in my sleep. But what makes you guys so special about being here right now, and for me to be here right now, is the fact that the government agencies, FMCSA, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, FTA, FAA, all of them are talking about CBD. Because everywhere you look, it's popping up. I had to terminate 7 people this year alone from our company for testing positive for marijuana. Some of those were for CBD usage, some was for marijuana. But guess what? The government agencies have no vehicle, no technique to be able to tell the difference. So if you test positive for marijuana, you're positive and you're terminated. Vaseo eliminates that problem. It's being over. You have people making $100,000, $200,000 a year in the oil field servicing business or in the transportation industry, and they're in chronic pain. And they don't want to get hooked on opioids. They don't want to get hooked on those pain meds. They want to relieve their pain. And they turn to CBD oils. Here in the state of Texas, CBD oils are legal as long as they're less than 0.3%. But what they don't tell you is that if you continue to use it starting at 0.3%, it builds in your body. So if you go test, guess what? You're going to test positive. And you'll lose your job, likely you'll lose your livelihood. But with Vaseo, that problem is non-existent. The CBD is THC free.
Woo! Yeah.
Pure THC, and we were just talking about this in Philadelphia. Pure CBD has no chance of testing positive for marijuana.
Wow.
We are on the cusp, and this is the only company that has it. So for me, working in corporate America, running a drug and alcohol program for over 20 years, battling with the number one problem that the federal agencies have and the companies have, I am in heaven right now because I truly understand the benefit of what you guys are here listening to. And I wanted to stand here and share that information with you. And I'll share other information with you as time permits, but I wanted to get that out because I wanted to drive that home to you, that we're not just sitting here spewing off just stuff that makes no sense. I'm talking about the federal agencies calling me on the phone. When I get back from Greece, I've got a meeting with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration to run a pilot program for testing their drivers going forward, that they're getting ready to roll out to the United States. I'm doing the pilot with them. So for you all to know, you're in the right place at the right time.
Unbelievable. Come on, man.
Come on, y'all.
Now there are other products that are THC free, but what they don't have that we have. We're the only company in the world that has the worldwide patent for the delivery system and electrical into your bloodstream. That's so powerful. What's the size of the market? Miss Kim says it's going to 22 billion. You know where it's at right now? 500 million.
Wow. Okay, we can measure.
Okay, now what does that mean in terms of math?
Getting rich.
A lot of room. Getting rich. You're getting rich.
Thank you very much. You guys are doing great. Whoa, okay. The internet, 2 best years back to back they ever had did 5 billion. The 2 best years that cable TV ever had back to back was 5 billion. Those are the 2 most explosive industries known to mankind. We're talking going from 500 million to 24 billion in 24 minutes. That's 2.5 times bigger than the cable television industry. What was the other one? And the internet. They're at 10 billion. He's talking 22 billion. Jackie, Michael, you guys be safe in Greece. I expect to hear from you. God bless you. Okay? You understand the education you just got from her didn't just happen yesterday?
Right.
When you're the HR director of 3,000 people, I think it is, it's taken her whole life to get to this moment to now be a world-class educator, man. Anybody that's lucky enough to be on her team is a blessed. So rather than playing the video on it, I'm just going to draw the comp plan out for you real quick. Is that all right?
Yes, yes.
You want to see where the money's coming from?
Yes.
Michael, thank you, man. I'm going to miss you, man. I love you more. Yes,
Thank you, Michael.
Safe travels.
Indeed. All right, the 8 ways to get paid. We're just going to talk about 4 of them because if I go on and on and on, you're going to, wait, I can't handle it. It's too much money. Anybody familiar with multi-level marketing? You guys know what that is, right? Amway, Mary Kay, all that. It's a great industry. It's the quickest way to get products into the market is through word of mouth. Anybody ever referred anybody to an attorney or a donut shop or a coffee shop? Or you should date that guy, he's cool, so on and so forth. Did you get paid for it? Now all you're going to do is refer somebody to your storefront to grab a bottle of this, that, or the other, and you get paid for it. We're already taking these supplements before of a sale, yes or no?
Yeah.
Did you get paid for it?
No.
Did you write it off your tax return?
No.
Were you able to leverage it and have other people get a storefront and get paid off it and have them write it off their tax return? We get paid to be healthy.
That's it.
Wow.
In the vehicles that we drive, that's an expense, Maddie. In the vehicle we drive here, that's an investment into this vehicle. So you might say early on, Mr. Brooks, I can't afford the $200 for the vitamins. You can't afford not to do it. When you put this stuff in your body, what you're going to see is your eating habits change.
Yeah.
And because of that, you're able to afford the product because you're not doing the stuff you used to do.
Right.
You have to trust me. 3,000 baseball games later, my body got the crap kicked out of it. I got to play at a very high level. You'd never know it. I was a little bigger back then, huh, sis? I played at 185. I'm 5'4". But the guys I played with were a lot bigger than me. Cracked vertebrae, pinched nerve, crushed disc, broken tailbone, 3 surgeries because of boom. And if you don't, then you're done. Knee surgery, surgery here. A slipped C, 3, 4, and 5. Couldn't feel the feeling down my arm for 25 years like hit the funny bone. Brutal. 4 concussions. That was all in the first inning of a doubleheader on a Sunday afternoon. Okay, so none of you guys ever played baseball. It actually took years for that to happen, all right? Vicodin for pain, Flexeril for muscle relaxer, Naproxen for anti-inflammatory because I couldn't sleep at night with a torn sciatic nerve, had to put a pillow between my legs, Ambien for nighty-night. Sissy, was I kind of grouchy? Because I never slept. But I still had companies to run. I've been a senior home loan officer for 20 years. We have commercial real estate back home. We have oil and gas things going on. We have stem cell deal where some of you in here are presenters for us on a national basis where we do stem cell clinics, okay? Multiple sources of income, I believe in that, but nothing like none of that stuff is residual. It's just exchanging time for money. I pour 90% of my time into this because this is what makes sense, and here's why. Remember, there was 8 ways to get paid. The first way to get paid is you have a storefront. Remember, we're in the business of setting up points of distribution, as many as possible at $50. Ain't nobody gonna file a bankruptcy over $50 in 5 years. Gosh darn to say, oh man, I got a bankruptcy. I have $50 in God for me. The company's in the product business. We are not. They manufacture the product. They open up countries for us. They take care of the legal, the accounting, the shipping, the manufacturing. They take care of all that. All we do is open our mouth. If your mouth is open, your store is open. If your mouth is closed, yeah, so let's open the storefront. Here's your storefront. Anybody that gets a product from you, auntie, uncle, whatever it might be, folks that don't want to build the business but they love the products, they're going to get some products from you. And you get 20% whatever comes through your storefront. You are not going to get rich doing that. That's one guy doing everything. Remember? Remember, we want 1% effort from 100 people rather than 100% effort from one person.
Yes.
But if everybody's got a storefront, you get a little touch off each one. That's pretty cool, isn't it, sis? That's pretty cool. So let's talk about that. Second way you get paid. Due to two people, what just happened to you? 79 million people are going to enroll in network marketing in the next 5 years. That's a fact. How many are we looking for to get paid?
2.
You think there's more people looking for us than we're looking for them?
Yeah.
If you understand that and you go in the business of just sorting the general public, looking for those people, looking for you, you will win. And have the mindset of never getting divorced from the sale. It sets a bad signal to your children and the friends around you because they don't want to see you win. Right? We're our own toxic dream stealer, but the next worst toxic dream stealer, you ready for this? It's your family.
Yep.
And then your friends. Why? Because you're breaking out of that box, out of the crab pot. But they like you right. I like you right where you're at, man. No, you're changing it, and I don't want to change. Come back. You got to do something strange to make some change, brother. Okay? And I mean that in two different ways. The second way we get paid is when we introduce this to somebody, whatever products they acquire in the first week up to Monday night at 12 o'clock, you get 20%. If somebody grabs that foundation pack, you pick up $200 on that. How many people do you know that can't make their car note because they're short a couple $100? You can introduce this to one person a week that gets a founder's pack and make $800 a month plus the other money that comes with it. A lot of folks